Welcome everyone to another edition of Late Night on Base. I'm your boy Bill the Bull. Today we're doing a live stream. I'm super fucking stoked because we have Domino from Dom's the Man. Dude, actually, I've heard so much about you. So this is like my first time really, chatting with you one-on-one. So I'm super stoked with this. But right now I do have to ask, as we populate the room though, before we get into deeper stuff, I just want to ask you, bro, how are you doing today, man?
I'm doing good, man. It's been quite a crazy week, for sure, since we decided to go live with Doms and the Dom token. At the same time, been kind of crazy. I'm back here visiting my family right now, as my mom had to have kind of a crazy surgery, but she's doing good. So happy about that, and happy happy to be back here, and yeah, doing good.
Awesome, man. Well, I'm happy to hear that your family member is doing well. So, right now, let's populate the room because I want the Dom army to come because this is what it's all about. And the only way a meme coin is going to do well is if the community represents. So, I sent the link out. Check the private chat. But if you could just tweet that out, that way we can let more people know what's going on, and I think that's going to be good because you guys are going to be cooking, and I'm excited to share the story. So, regardless of how we go there, so Dom, tell me, man. Well, while we wait for the room to populate, some of these things, can get pretty crazy in the sense of how many people show up. But talk to me, Dom. You guys launched, and again, there's a lot of people in my community who might not even know who Dom's is, or even you. So we're going to dive into the project and about you as a person. But tell me right now, talk to us about Dom's. When did it launch, and kind of what is the overall, theme about it?
Yeah, so I've been moving in the Web3 space since 2021. I've been dropping albums, songs, art collections, music videos, dance video collections, short films, the whole thing. And so I've been multidisciplinary pretty much my whole life. And before Web3, I was pursuing music independently. I was moving through the industry and doing my own shows, throwing my own events, and all those things. So it came to the point where I saw what was happening in the Web3 space, and decided to jump in and dropped an album called Possessence Volume 1. And that's kind of what skyrocketed my Web3 movement. We ended up collabing with Rolling Stone magazine, Coinbase. We got a collaboration coming up with MoonPay, and more than I can even express. So from there, I decided to draw the DOMS PFP project. It took me 2 years. I drew every trait hand drawn. There's 350 songs in the project, and yeah, and then 9 days ago, decided to drop the DOM token paired with the DOM PFPs. So the ethos of the brand and the project is to DOM stands for Dynamic Original Mindsets. So it's all about focusing on creativity, blending music, art, and finance, and trying to create something new and something different that's not necessarily a meme. It's a art coin, it's a music coin, it's a song coin. It's blending what independent artists can do and how they can leverage their art and their music and their work and build a deeper rooted community within that. It just so happens that people can collect, people can flip, people can move with the token, and we're incorporating many things within that. So you'll be able to essentially, for every DOM that you own, every PFP art piece that you own, you'll be able to claim a certain amount of DOM tokens. And from there, we're going to give people access to token gated live streams, music shows with some of the industry's best music artists, and quite a lot of other things that we're still building in the background.
Dude, that's fire. And I think, what makes me really passionate about, Web3 in general too, is kind of like the empowering of creators, right? So like people like you in the music world, have struggled probably to capture the full retention of your work, right? In traditional metrics, it's tied to the legacy market. Spotify owns you. You hardly get anything. But then musicians and artists especially can now have the medium of Web3, putting stuff on chain to really get the value behind what they're doing. And they have people all around the world. So I know, I was talking to we had Alex from Dracula on live stream, and we fucking had like almost 5,000 live viewers. And I know you guys are pretty close. And I think, are you, and again, I'm going to get into the Dom's token, but like, are you thinking that you're going to start putting out a lot of stuff on Dracula as well as all the other stuff?
Yeah, for sure. I've been posting on Dracula since day one. I was working with Alex before Dracula even came to fruition on a couple other projects that he had. So we've been working close together for years now. And he's seen me perform live at least 5 times in different parts of the world. And I've been posting on Dracula every day since. And that ranges from music videos to vlogs and behind the scene clips. We have a whole documentary coming out on my upcoming album. And our rollout includes Dracula every time. And that was actually a big inspiration to drop the Dom's token, because I was talking to Alex and he was like, yo, we're about to incorporate coin trading within the app for each video. And he was like, if you ever wanted to drop one, it would probably be now. And I was like, okay, yeah, let's like see what happens. And I was talking to my dev team that I've worked with for years that does my albums and music and stuff. And they did the Dom's PFP project. They're called Props. They did Deadfellas, Boss Beauties. They did all the Masked Singer and ABC shows and stuff like that. So I had reached out to them to do the token, and they were incredibly busy. So I was like, okay, I got to figure out a way to kind of do this myself. So we dropped it on this site called Ape Store, and little to my expectation, it just blew up the first like 12 hours. So I was like, okay, this is something real. This is something that we can leverage not only for my music, but for this art project that I worked 2 years on. That's really like close to my inner child, because like I always wanted to be a cartoonist and like a comic book artist as a kid, and it just never aligned with what I did. So this seemed like the kind of like perfect blend of all that.
That's so cool. I think, one of the things actually that's really bullish for the Dom's token and is the whole integration with Dracula, how you're able to, if you're a creator, it's typically creators don't have any project that is underlying, but you're different because you're the music creator, but you also have a token and a community that supports you. And you can blend it all together in Dracula, where you can post really great content and you can still have the token out there for those that want to, buy or sell or be a part of the Dom's family. And so the way I look at it, what's super bullish on you guys is, you're going to probably bring a lot of eyes just alone based on your artistic ability to the community, to the token, because as soon as they find, whatever music you put out or some banger clip, they're going to basically see, oh shit, I can like actually participate in this Dom's community. So I think that's so bullish, man.
Hell yeah, man. That's definitely a like longer term thought. That's my whole process with it, is like long term, real collaborations and partnerships. And so for Alex to support us that much with Dracula, and I have, a decade plus of video content, and I'm working on long form videos for YouTube and things like that. The crossover just seems incredibly natural. And yeah, I'm really excited about it to incorporate more video, because I don't think there's another project that can do that as personally right now.
No, for sure. And I think shout out to Jeremy. Shout out to everyone. We have about 400 plus people watching. Shout out to every one of you guys.
Hell yeah.
Jeremy has put out your guys' website, doms.fun. So if you're watching live stream on YouTube, or actually, yeah, we're on YouTube. We're on X. Majority of people come on X, but wherever you're watching it, check them out on doms.fun. I want to talk now the core community. I still want to dive deep into you as a person, because I think it's fascinating. And eventually I want to do, when you come to LA, we're going to do a podcast together. I'm very much looking forward to that. And shout out to the man, the homie, Masonic Magician, such a good guy. And he linked us up. And for those that don't know, he does magic on chain. Just what I love. Creativity on chain to really showcase the world, their talents, something you're doing, something he's doing. So if you haven't done so, please give him a follow. So talk to me about right now. All right. Biggest question I have is you launched this thing. Why did you choose base? That is something
Yeah.
that I always want to know because right now the attention isn't on base. It's on
Yeah.
Solana. I would say Solana has captured all the attention. Base
Yeah.
is a more of a long-term play. So tell me, what was your
Yeah.
thought process for base?
Literally what you just said. It's the Solana network. Man, the amount of times I've seen people get heartbroken over there is just too many, and I've always been focused on art and music first.
Yeah.
And so I was an early Warpcast user. I was blessed to essentially drop the PFP over there. So I didn't even come to Twitter with it until like months later. I was fully focused on Warpcast and the Farcaster ecosystem because that's where all the base devs and creators were, and I didn't see any artists over there. So I was like, okay, there's a pocket here for me to jump into per my experience in early 2021, jumping into the space at all as a music artist. There was only like 3 of us.
Yeah.
So I saw that again and was like, oh, okay, this is circling back. Here's a good place to grow these seeds. And that built a lot of core relationships for me that were really, really vital. So we had like Jesse Pollock and the base team mint our PFP early. We had some of the Coinbase members, some of the OpenSea team, all collecting the PFP just out of early support because there wasn't anything like that on the base ecosystem.
Yeah.
So I saw the vision, and we were able to grow our Warpcast channel to 1,800 people in a couple months, and we kept that moving so much. And this was before even the PFP came out. So from there, I was like, okay, this is the time. Like, this is the place. This is where it needs to be because it just aligned more with my ethos and what I stand for and what I do over Solana, which I didn't see anything really for me personally. So yeah, that was pretty much why.
Yeah, I think that's a wise move, right? Solana, like I love Solana, and if you notice a lot of my Twitter feed, I'm an investor on projects. I love it. It's fun, but it's a different feel and it's a different idea. That's more degen. That's just like let's just have some trading. Let's just like be a part of it. But about establishing a long-term vision in a community and a long-term idea and thought process, base is the way to go. And I think you absolutely nailed it because the ecosystem is a lot. It's in its growing stages, but we all know where it's going to be. It's going to be at the top. It might be a year, it might be 2 years from now, but like those that are willing to build now on base are going to reap the rewards. And I think you have people like Jesse, you have people like the core base team helping out projects to only position themselves as high as possible. You're not getting that kind of support on Solana. So I think it's really bullish that you chose to launch DOMs on base.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah, the visions came together at the right time for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So tell me, okay, so talk to me about the community right now. What's the vibes like? Because one of the persons that I follow, and I think if you're a meme coin investor, I think he's a mandatory follow. His name is Murad, Mustap Murad. He's like the crypto big, or he's like the meme coin Jesus of the cycle. He's the person who's advocating that meme coins, culture coins are going to be that wave. It's not going to be, your DeFi alts. It's going to be the ones that establish a community. So any project that I talk to, it literally comes down to you can have the best idea, you can have the best vision, but it really comes down to the core community members that make up the project because they have to be engaged. So I have to ask you, Doms, what's the vibes like? Like, what are your thoughts so far with the Doms family?
Man, it's been the best. We've seen just in the last 9 days, like so many different people come in, and a lot of people from the kind of meme culture come in and be confused because of how we're moving, and how we're deciding to not do a lot of things that a lot of those projects would do, because it doesn't align with our long-term vision. It doesn't fit with our brand building because at the end of the day, I'm inspired by like Pudgy Penguins and Doodles, where it has expanded so far beyond the reach of like a coin or a PFP.
Of course, it's a brand.
Exactly, it's a brand. Yeah, and so that's been my intention the whole time. That's why it took 2 years to draw it first before dropping it, and then waited on it for 6 to 9 months before even thinking about putting it out. It really stood out to me to think of it that way because I didn't want to do something that just was here for a day and made a bunch of people money and then didn't exist anymore. And I was never gonna dump on the community. I still haven't taken any profit with it. It's been fully focused to be something very, very long term, and integrated with my music and art, and that's incredibly important to me, and very high level. So yeah, with the community, we just had our first town hall. We're going to be doing those weekly, and we had people coming up. And when I heard everyone talk about how they feel about the project and how they feel about me running it, I saw that the belief and the thought process behind investing in it was exactly why I created it. So we've seen a lot of people like come and go. We've seen a ton of people stay and really understand what it is. So that's really just going to be the continued focus on it, is building with in a grassroots way the people that see the vision, and the people that don't will sooner or later. So
Absolutely. No, and again, I think, by the way, shout out to we have 939 live watchers on this live stream. So that's super cool for everyone. This is Domino from the Doms project. I think it's very bullish, and also in the sense that you're kind of like the spearhead, right? You're the person who sets the example. Kind of like one of the things I like about Base, the ecosystem. Jesse obviously leads by example. He's the leader for this whole ecosystem, and his motivation, his drive to help other projects to make Base the number one layer 2 in the whole world to onboard 1 billion plus users is infectious. It trickles down. And I think one of the things that I like about your project from the outside looking in is you set that stage. You are that leader who the community can like aspire to. So if you're motivated, and I know you're motivated because music's your passion, what you're doing is your passion. It's not just some gimmick, as you were saying. You didn't just launch this thing on the spur of the night. You waited to be on the proper time, the proper launch pad, even though you could have probably done it, but you can tell the authenticity, the fact that you're doing these live streams, you're putting your face out there, you do these town halls, you're going to do podcasts. It shows, first of all, you're not a grifter. You are truly in this for the long run. So I think, and especially with a lower cap project who's starting off new, like eventually the time's going to come that Base is going to get volume. It's just going to happen. When, I don't know when, but it will. And when it does, people are going to turn to the projects that, first of all, can give them the best financial opportunity. But second, most importantly, it's the ones that they can trust, the ones that they know they can sleep comfortable at night knowing, hey, the team behind this is really going to push this, the leader, the community. So I have to give you a shout out, Doms. Like, props to you.
Thank you. I can't do anything else, especially at this point. And that was a lot of people's kind of first vision with the project, was like, oh, like I've been moving in this space in a certain way for many years, and nothing's going to change about that.
Yeah. So talk to me. I want to shift the attention. Well, I do want one other question is in the near future. So now that you launch, you've established the community, you do the town halls. Is there any alpha you can drop to the DOMS holders? What do they have? Anything you got cooking, or is it just, anything? Give us some alpha. We like alpha on
for sure. Yeah.
Let's touch base, bro.
We're currently featured on the OpenSea front page. That was really big for me. Yeah. We're going to keep talking to them and seeing what we can do with them. I have live shows planned. I have online streams planned. We're working on a gaming tournament with some of Web3's, top video games. We already have professional announcers planned for it. We're going to have Dom prizes for that. That's very, very exciting for me. I streamed for like 5 years. So those will be incorporated very, very well. I got a meeting with the Base team this week. We're going to try and get Doms in the Coinbase wallet. Oh gosh, if you go through on our Telegram and go through all of our pinned tweets, I have just been unloading. And on Sunday, I put a private link. I wasn't going to say anything about it, but there's a private link in there for a domino video game that is Guitar Hero for your thumbs. And we're going to keep that going with the Doms brand and keep making, little pixel games and stuff like that. But yeah, and then beyond that, we're working on getting Dom's music albums on Spotify and Apple Music, as well as SoundCloud and YouTube. So they'll be like Dom's lo-fi Dom's music to study to, Dom's music to work out to, and things like that, as we have so many songs. So we'll be incorporating those in albums and stuff like that.
That's so cool. Talk to me about. I'm trying to pull up your chart. I'm just very curious myself. I haven't actually seen it. I never, and anyone listening, I never give financial advice. I just come up from a point of like, hey, this seems cool. You do you. I could care less what you do, but I just like to see it. I'm trying to figure it out. What's your, like? It's not coming up on Deck Screener, but it's just.
Yeah, it should under bass. I can send you the.
Yeah, I'm sure it's there. I just probably tripping. Maybe my computer's tripping. I'm trying to find out if do you have like a Deck Screener link or something? I'm just really,
yeah.
Send me
the CA on Telegram.
Telegram. All right, let's check that out. Yeah, so I think it's always funny to. Oh, there it is. Let's see. Gotcha. Yeah, it's always good to like talk to people behind projects because it's just it's just infectious, man. Like I'm more motivated. Like and the thing is like I'm actually more pumped about your project after speaking to you, and that's why I think these live streams are just so important.
100%.
Not just for you, but just in general. Like you want to build authenticity, and again, like these are the things that separate you guys from like literally everybody else. I'm gonna actually do a screen share of the chart. The chart's ready to pop, man. I really like what I see. Let me for those watching, I just have to share.
Would love that. I also wanted to show you our clothing store as well.
Yes, let's do that too. For sure. So right now, the way I look at it, I'm a trader by heart as well too. So I always imagine and analyze different charts and structures. And again, I don't care what people do with their money. I never tell anybody to do anything. I'll never say you better buy this. I'm just saying, hey, this is what I see. Could be wrong, but what I see here is just a beautiful consolidation, man. And this is a lower cap project, sub 100, but that's where opportunity lies, right? The opportunity, you want to get into something. If you can find something at a ground floor and just be a part of the community and write it out, that's where you make the money, I guess you could say. Not when you're like 50, 60 million. The goal is if you can find something around 100, 200K, maybe even sub 100K, and then ride that because you believe in the team, that's what's going to, change your life in a way. And so when I see with this is beautiful, man. It's a perfect, normal retracement to the 888 fib retrace. And it's just consolidating. You just got, a little wick down below, got bought up. People are holding. People are understanding that DOMS is going to take time. Base is going to take time. But they're here, they're loyal, and whoever's still around is going to be a part of your community. So I see this as a beautiful, just consolidate. Might take a little bit, but eventually, boom, you're going to hit past all-time high. I have no doubt about it. As long as you stay committed.
It's not going to stop at all. Yeah, I didn't work on this for 2 years to stop after 8 or 9 days. So.
And if you're listening to the community, listen to what Domino is just saying. That should make you guys ecstatic to know that your leader, the guy whose vision is unfolding, is not going to stop. He's putting his blood, sweat, and tears in this. And it's not like a Solana project where, to be honest, you don't know within 24 hours if the project's going to survive or not.
Yeah.
Just be real. I mean, that's the true degen, but not here. Not on DOMS, not on base. Did you want to share a link? Because we got like 5 more minutes. Happy to share.
Yeah. It's just doms.fun. There's
I got you.
If you scroll down on there, there's a clickable little part for our store. But that's something I wanted to talk about as well because I'm really big into fashion, and I have a lot of very close friends that are incredible fashion designers. And
so talk to me about it. So you can see it, right? My screen.
Right. Yeah.
All right. So what am I seeing right now?
Scroll down a bit. There'll be keep it going. Yeah, right there. Right. So you should be able to click on the text.
Oh,
exactly.
Cool.
So we set up a pretty basic store, but this is going to be expanding. We're going to grow this into a full-fledged fashion brand with the DOMS branding. I want to have contests where we have people who own DOMS, where they can get their DOMS specifically on clothes and have them be kind of the front runner DOMS that we put onto merchandise. And we're working on some really amazing home goods from vases, ashtrays, and stuff like that, more ceramic work. And then we're going to have a section that is one-of-one clothing. I've been working with a 101 clothing designer for a few years now under the name Command Z. He's Jordan Ward's DJ, who's an incredible artist. And yeah, so we're gonna have a section of that for the clothing store, which I'm really, really, really excited about. And a big focus is to like bridge the gap outside of the crypto space to people that aren't in it at all and can connect with something deeper. That's what I learned from Pudgy Penguins with their gifts.
Yeah, I
and
was
memes
I was just about to say, this reminds me very much of like what you're trying to do in the brand world is
Yeah.
create a brand that Web2 can, outside of crypto, outside our little bubble, can capture, which is what
Yeah.
Pudgy Penguins did. That's why they blew up. I don't know Luca, but like he bought that project and he revitalized it into a behemoth.
Yeah. Yeah,
And I know
it's insane.
it's the same playbook, and that's why I'm very bullish on Niggles. Niggles is a part of the family, and I love Niggles because they have that brand aspiration, and that's so bullish that you have that same exact aspiration. And by the way, the clothing is a great idea. Everyone loves hoodies. Dom, when you get big, you might have to reserve me a hoodie, bro. I'm just gonna be honest.
Oh, off top, we're gonna have too many collections, and
bro. I
we're gonna
mean,
make sure
I will gladly take it. No, but by the way, this PFP collection is pretty damn cool, man. It's like,
Thank you. Yeah,
what was the guess the imagination behind it? Like, what were you trying to create? Was it just something that just kind of came to you, or
Yeah, I mean, the Domino brand, I've always seen in so many directions, and with my music and with my music videos, they're incredibly high production value. They are very deep and very conceptual. So with this, I saw it as something fun and something a bit more bright. So they're domino heads, literally. So it started with that. I was doing just drawing body shapes and figuring it out. And then I was very, very inspired from old cartoons I used to watch from like Fairly Odd Parents, Doug, Pokemon, like too many to really count. And so I just kept drawing what I was inspired by. So there's a lot of like little Easter eggs in there from like Star Wars stuff to different animes and old cartoons. And we also collaborated with 15 of the top NFT artists in the space. So there's a bunch of 101s hidden in there. And then I created other species, which are other species that aren't DOMs that live in the DOMs universe and world, from ghosts to like snowmen and lemon heads and just a bunch of fun stuff that can add to the collectability and the rarity so that a lot of people can have a shot at getting something rare. So if you mint a rare if it has music attached to it. But then there's also super rares that don't have music that are just the traits and stuff like that.
Oh, dude, I mean, I might have to scoop up an NFT.
Yeah,
I love the collection.
Come join us.
Yeah. I might have to.
It's a good time.
I might have to be one of you guys for sure.
Yeah.
G Dragons, thanks for hopping on. He's asking what's the website and Telegram. I posted in there. It's the Telegram or the Twitter. I posted x.com, Doms Forever. Website's doms.fun. I assume the Telegram is somewhere easy.
It is all over the place.
All over the place. All right. So 1,878 viewers. Damn, that's a banger.
Let's go.
Any last words, Dom, for your community listening? The floor is yours.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to continue building a community of people that see the vision and want to build together, whether that is just putting money in and waiting, or minting just the PFPs, or both, or being a part of the community to help grow it even bigger. I'm here for anyone and everyone that sorry, this cat just threw water everywhere. Anyone and everybody that wants to be a part of something that's a bit more tangible and not a pump and dump, and not something that is not aesthetically focused on. I'm going to make sure everything always looks incredible and feels incredible. And that's going to translate into these live events, into these online stream events, and, just have a good time. That's pretty much it. It's all love over here. So
all love. Domino, appreciate you, man.
Same, man. Thank you so much for having us.
Thanks for coming on, man. And I can't wait when you're in town for LA. We're doing the pod. It's
sure.
happening.
Mid-November. I'm there.
I won't take no for an answer, sir.
Me either. I'm very excited about it.
Awesome. All right, my friend. Everyone, thank you again for watching the live stream Late Night on Bass with Doms. And if you have any questions, please feel free to go to their site. Domino is the leader. He's obviously, as you've shown, a great guy and a man who's motivated to take his project to the top. Thank you, everyone. Until next time.
Appreciate you.